301. Welcome to the class. Yes, I know it's dark. I'm looking at this gorgeous scenery. I wanted to get that in there. Isn't that gorgeous? I am up in Sedona, Arizona. Let's try something here. There we go. He's coming in. Oh, God, that's too much. All right. I have done a little film work and trying to get the exposure right on my iPad is just not easy. Not a big fan of this, but I chose this spot. If anybody's been up here, I'm right off of Schnebly Road. That's not what I wanted to do. Um, my Jeep is over there, and I've run that route a few times. That's kind of a happy medium, right? Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? The red rocks. Okay, sorry for the delay. My voice is also going. Had some esophagus issues, but hey, you know what? That's what happens when you get old. Things start falling apart. Um, so I'm Michael Fair. I'm your instructor. Okay, these videos are going to be raw, unedited, nothing fancy. I like where I am when I do them. I've done them from all over the world. It's been fun for me to do these things, and it seems my students appreciate. I don't recycle videos, so these are all going to be for you, Sally, Jim, Ed. I have no idea if I have a Sally, Jim, or Ed in my class. All right, but they're for you. Okay, for this course and this challenges and whatnot. Okay, so. The videos are going to be worth 5 points each. All right, I'm going to do 7 of them in the semester, one before each module, and that'll wrap up the previous module. Look ahead to the next module, give you some very important tips and ideas about how to get good grades and things like that. And when your professor gives you the answers, take them. Don't try to change them too much. Okay. All right. So there's really no extra credit in this class, right? Class is 1,000 points. All right. I am adding 35 points in videos. You can call it extra credit or whatever, but let's just face it, everything in a course is credit or extra credit. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, right? So to say extra credit, it's just false. Okay, it's just part of the class. So in the end, this course is going to be worth 1,035 points. What does that mean to you? It means that you only need to get about 87% to get an A, not 90. Okay, it's like 3.5% extra. Same holds true for 700 to pass, 800 for a B, 900 for an A, right? Okay, important point again, points. This course is based on points. When you look in Canvas, they will show you percentages and blah, blah, blah. Yes, use it as a guideline, but it's very inaccurate many times because it can be based on assignments that are due but you haven't turned in yet. It could be based on a lot of different things. Use it as a guideline, but the bottom line is the amount of points. If you look on the bottom of your entire grade sheet, I believe it'll show you the total points you've earned. That's on your way to get the total points in the course. Okay. So at the end of the course, inevitably someone's going to have like an 87.7%, and they're going to email me, oh, Professor Fair, I didn't get an A. Can you do anything? I'm like, yeah, you got an A. You got 900 points. You got 907 points. That's enough for an A. Look at the points, okay? All right, and I'm sure you'll be happy with that. All right. Now, also in these videos, how do you get those 5 points? How do I prove that you're watching it? Okay. How do I know that Sally, Ed, Janie, I don't know, I'm making up names, right? Are looking at the videos? Well, I'm going to put 3 Easter eggs in each video, okay? You can find the Easter eggs. No, actually, I'm going to tell you at certain points in the video, I'm going to say Easter egg number 1 is coffee. Cheers. No. Sometimes I might say coffee. Sometimes, most of the time now, I say things that are very important to the class that I want you to remember in concepts regarding interdisciplinary studies. And then they're going to be a different order. It's not going to be the same as last time. Don't try to guess. No big deal. Watch the video, type them out, send them to me, say, here's my Easter eggs. Professor Fair, thanks. I'm never gonna get that 20 minutes back in my life again. And, I just wasted it watching you. But hey, that's the way she goes, right? So it's an easy 5 points and you'll probably get something out of it. All right. Um, let's talk about me for a minute, okay? No, I am an IDS academic. I went back to school very late in life. I've held a million different jobs, actually more accurate, like 40 different jobs since I was 18. That used to be a bad thing, but who knew it could be turned into a good thing because I've had experience in sales management. I've been a $5 million a year producer in IT sales. I have been in chain of command, a sergeant from Milwaukee County, and in the jails. I worked at Maricopa County. So I got the chain of command, know how to write reports, things like that, understand about that stuff. Been in management where I had to manage a whole team of like 60 people in the newspaper business. I've been a freelance artist, been to Ghana and West Africa, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and I'm not talking about resorts here. I'm talking about, upcountry, Ghana. I flew over with Stevie Wonder, actually, for any of you guys that still know who that might be. I've worked with Bono in One.org and got to meet him in Phoenix a few years ago in a 360 tour. Worked with Amnesty International as a photographer for them. And I've also sold my own art. People actually bought my stuff, which is mind blowing, right? I've been a reporter, and I was in tech sales in 2010. The economy crashed for me. I lost a big account. I still, still dabble in it a little bit, but I decided to go back to college. I needed 3.5 years. I did them. I graduated in 2013 from Arizona State University with the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies. I was named the uh, Graduate of the Year for the College of Letters and Sciences, where we were housed at that time. That was fun. I also was named the Academic of the Year in African American Studies, which was one of my concentrations along with human rights. I've worked in the recently resettled refugee community in Phoenix, done research at that level. I was going to go East Coast for grad school. I decided to come back, did my master's at ASU West Campus in interdisciplinary studies. I worked mainly in like ideology, uh, culture studies. My capstone project was a video, 33-minute film, biography, oral history. That's on my website. I mean, it's on my YouTube, which these are all linked to, but you don't have to go there and subscribe. You'll get emails telling you the videos are up. Okay. So if you ever want to see that video, it's cool. It's a lot of friend of mine. Anyhow, okay. So now I got hired to do this. It's amazing, right? But let me just caution people because I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, interdisciplinary studies, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm always been a jack of all trades. I like this. Like, yes, call it a Renaissance man, call it whatever you want to call it, Renaissance woman. But we have to be good at a lot of stuff, right, to get through this crazy, crazy mixed up world, right? Especially you young people. You should see all the times I'm defending you to my old fogey friends who say these kids these days, they don't have to do this, they don't have to do that. And I said, well, guess what? When we grew up, we didn't have to shoe horses. We didn't have to ride the, stagecoach. And guess what? Every generation's parents always say that their kids got it easier. And this can go all the way back to when our ancestors, excuse my evolutionary beliefs, but when our ancestors were in the trees and some parents got mad because their kids were walking upright on the ground. They're like, what the hell is this, right? And it's gone every generation since then. And so the older generation tends to say, you guys got it easy. As far as I'm concerned, yes. Do I love this thing? Yes. You're going to have to pry it from my cold dead fingers? Yes, I love it. Okay. All right. Do I want to go back to the 60s? Hell no. All right. So, having said that, I support the challenges you guys have. I understand them, I think, and I appreciate them. So please save the world. Okay. I have two sons, raised them myself for the last 15 years. My oldest graduated from Cronkite University journalism. My youngest is a second year at Barrett in history, and I'm an artist. There's three great money careers, right? Journalism, art, and history. So sometimes you do things for what you love. I hope you always do things because the way you love it. All right. Let's see. I'll be in Tempe often this semester, I think, especially as the weather cools off down there. I'm staying right outside of Sedona right now, going back and forth. And I decided my kids were gone that my Jeep over there that I have. Someday I'll show it to you. I love it. It's my dream car, 2019 Rubicon. My doctor yesterday at my physical, he said, "Hey, don't you have a job?" I said, "Yeah, I teach online ASU this semester." And he says, "Why do you live in your Jeep?" I'm like, "Why not?" Well, actually, I am a bit of a minimalist, quite a bit of a minimalist. I like this lifestyle. I've been doing it for about a year and a half, 2 years. Last year, I was 2 months in Europe, 6 countries. Sorry, the wind's kicking up. Uh, 6 countries in Europe, and this year I wandered the United States. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I hung out there quite a bit because I have old friends there and I like to golf. So that was good. Now I'm back in AZ and, like to split time between here, California coast, things like that. So if you work at Starbucks, welcome. You can see I am a big supporter, and I always stop at Starbucks around the country, and I ask if any of their Starbucks scholars are there, and I'm always pleasantly happy and surprised when I see, the apron. They got the ASU on it. It's really cool. I'll tell you a little about convocation and commencement as we get towards the end of the course, because I'd like to see you here for convocation if you're studying from some other state, okay? And let me know in case I can pop in there and say hi. All right, so let's get to the first video is usually longer because I babble, as you can see. All right, I have no social life. This is it, but I like it. Now let me show you guys. Can you see this here? Look at this. That is just gorgeous. It actually looks better in real life here, but man, gotta love Sedona, right? Okay, and we're back. That message was brought to you by the Sedona Chamber of Commerce. Comes to Sedona. All right, so let's see about this course, housekeeping. All right, talk to you about these videos, right? Okay, let's remember Word docs. Love the Word doc. Okay, why? Because I can comment on Word docs, send it back. Don't send me Word docs for Easter eggs. Don't send me Word docs for emails. Just Word docs for papers and things, worksheets. Okay. All right. No PDFs. I will not grade it. I'll give you a 0. I'll give you a chance to do it again, of course, but I usually get people's attention when I give them zeros on things. All right. Um, all right, we're going to be APA formatting. Unless you tell me different, I want APA formatting. And that doesn't mean tell me different, like, no, I'm not going to do any formatting. No, I'd like you to, if you have a, other style, if you like Chicago style, on your hot dog, Chicago style, that's for me. You can do that, whatever. But MLA, as long as you get it right. Okay, you're going to learn that if you don't know it by now. I'm like, thank you, high school. What'd you do for me? All right, so this course moves fast. It's a 300 level. Okay, course. That means expected 120 hours of work in 7.5 weeks. Just because it's shorter doesn't mean it's easier, right? So that equals like 16 hours a week. You should be working on this class. So you freak out and say, man, it's so much, it's so much. Well, yeah, it's not a 15-week course. It's a 7.5 week course, right? So it's double time, right? All right, now be patient because this is Canvas. We just started using it. I did do a summer session A and B. Came through pretty much without a hitch. I did it. Both courses were 302s, not 301s. So this is my first run at 301. I'm going to be working through it, kind of with you guys, making sure things are right. Sample papers, quizzes, worksheets, all that stuff. Okay. So it's like real life, you get jobs, what the heck's wrong with this place? These people are fools working here. I see this. Well, welcome to the real world, right? That's where we are. And you guys are part of it, of course, right? So, due dates. Here's a big tricky one for everyone, all right? Uh, I really cleaned it up for summer, which was only 6-week classes, which was really intense. Um, students still, they constantly do this on my eval. I don't care, it's fine. It's not my fault, they're not listening. Due dates, I spread them out. Everything is not due on Sundays at midnight. And people always get irritated. Why can't everything be due on? I can hear them whining on the writing. Why can't everything be due on Sunday at midnight? Why? Because you have to have due dates all over the place. Why? 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 Because you know what? It's like George Carlin said. George Carlin, right? He said, um, time is a thing so that, nature made time. Let's say God, nature, whatever, made time so that everything doesn't happen at once. I make due dates so that everything doesn't happen at once. Because if you see, well, Sunday I got to do a video I got to watch, got to do a worksheet, I do some readings, got to do a quiz, got to do a paper. Oh, it's all due Sunday. I'll just start Sunday morning. Okay. Hey, it's only natural. It's not claiming, but people procrastinate, especially online course when you got things that you got to do. It kind of gets pushed down. So my due dates primarily are to tell you the chronological order of what to do. Gotcha? So please, if you're listening to this, don't write an email. I wish the due dates were all on the same day. It's never going to happen. A million years. Chronologically, I'm going to say do the video first. I'm going to say learning objectives, video, readings. Okay. If there's any other videos or presentations to watch, worksheet. Okay. Paper gives you an idea. All right. Now, as far as due dates go, my typical policy, I changed it. So I think what I'm doing this class is you're going to get to the due date, and I'm going to give you one module to be late and get 20% deduction. I'm going to change it. That's it. No more beyond that. The course is too short to be so far behind. Okay, and when people come to me in module 6 and say, "Is there anything you can do to get caught up and get this thing?" You only did module 1 and 2. Okay, you can't ask me in module 6. You can't do it, and you can't do one of my classes. You shouldn't be able to do any class at ASU in the last week. You shouldn't be able to. It's not, you can't earn college credit. You need to learn something, right? Right. Okay. You kids nowadays. No, just kidding. All right. Let's go to Easter egg number 1. Let's try this thing out. Test drive it, right? Sorry, my Jeep's over there and I'm parked in a legal spot. I don't know. Okay. Easter egg number one, listen to me closely. IDS equals integration. All right. I'm not going to repeat it again, but I'm going to tell you this. People, you come here and you don't know what interdisciplinary studies is. I get it. You don't know. By the way, there's the text. Please get it. It's so important. REPCO is huge icon in this, and it's going to give you such a great understanding. Nobody knows interdisciplinary studies. Who knows? It's like grasping water. You know, you can't do it. The concept is difficult. So I'm going to try to drill it down, distill it into very uh, little items that you can use for an elevator pitch to tell your friends, relatives, parents, what the heck did you get yourself into? This IDS crap, right? I mean, I have cousins, married couple who are big time academic scholars, PhD, government officials, judges, school superintendents. I don't know who they are. You know, one day they said, "So you're in." This is when I was an undergrad yet, and I was 53 years old in undergrad. Oh, so you're taking this interdisciplinary studies. What is that? Is that when you throw shit against the wall and see what sticks? I'm like, no. But did I have a good answer? No. I said, hey, the jerk store called. They're running out of you. Seinfeld reference. Okay. So what I'm going to help you out with is say IDS equals integration. We endeavor to integrate. Okay. We want to integrate ideas, integrate difference. And how does that look? That's one of the things we're going to explore. All right. Because you can conceive of that better integration of concepts, integration of disciplines, integration of ideas to solve 21st century problems. Okay. It's not just a jack of all trades. Okay. When you define interdisciplinary studies, say, oh, I can study two different things. It's so cool. No, you don't. That's called a double major. That's called a major minor. That's two different things. What's the difference between a major, minor, a double major, and interdisciplinary studies? Interdisciplinary studies integrate. We endeavor to integrate. The other ones have defined borders of disciplinary knowledge and concepts and theories. Okay, so that's the biggest thing I tell you right there. Remember that, okay? Because I'm definitely some people I'm gonna come back and say, hey, do you remember Easter egg number one? What was that again? You emailed me this. Oh yeah. Duh. Okay, so let's get into module zero. Sorry it's taking long. Video number one always does. All right. So module. Well, let's go to module zero really quick. But that bonus module. Boy, I hope this is not making too much noise. All right, module zero is basically your academic integrity agreement. I'd like you just to sign that, basically digital signage. There's no points involved. I see a zero, it means you did it. If I don't see anything, it means you didn't do it. If you didn't do it, you can't get past, you can't get into, you shouldn't be able to get into module one. I got to make sure of that, okay? So that's important to get that academic integrity agreement. Next, you've got a syllabus quiz, okay? That's where I want you to take a look at the syllabus. No, there's no due dates on it. Right? Everybody's freaking out. There's no due dates. I can't function without due dates. Trust me, by the end of this class, you're going to go, I needed due dates. No, you're going to go, that worked out okay. All right? So, syllabus agreement. I'm trying to see if my Bluetooth is working out here, and it is not. Come on, give me some internet, please. What do I got? Got all bars. Okay. So, you can do this syllabus. Instead, just send it to me in a Word doc, okay? Just, and check it out. Read it closely. It's 5 points, right? Or 10. I think it's 10. Send it to me, and I'll forget what it is. I can't, trying to figure out. Here we go. Maybe I can get and look at it now. Thought it used to be 10, then I changed it to 5. I started giving way too many extra points out. And people were like, we're doing C work and getting A's. I'm like, no, 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 that's not going to work. Okay. So trying to make it appropriately rigorous, right? All right, then there's going to be a link to there to Repco, Newell, and Klein. Repco, Klein, and Newell. Those are three big interdisciplinary icons in the field. There's William Repco. I'm sorry, Alan Repco. There's Bill Newell, who just passed away, RIP. And then there's Julianne Klein. They're very great conceptualizers. They've done a lot of the foundational work in interdisciplinary studies. There is an association of interdisciplinary studies, the AIS, which I belong to, and they have a website, of course, AIS. And you can look and see in that page, Repcos, they all have different methods, kind of like, to analyze um, interdisciplinary studies. And those methods are different a little bit, okay, the sequence. Take a look at those. We're going to get into those as it goes. Check it out. There's also a link to Purdue OWL, APA formatting. I love it. Click on it, open it up. You'll see, we'll get into that as the big papers come due, and I'll tell you what to look for and what you need to file and not file. One of the things I can tell you right now is there's no such thing as an abstract or cover page needed in this course. No abstract, no cover page. Don't even think about it. It's okay. Don't do it. All right, so I'm glad I took notes because this page, it's not opening up. So let's keep going and talk about the learning objectives for Module 1. Every module is learning objectives, all right? By the end of this module, students will be able to, number one, gain awareness of the history, background, and context of interdisciplinary studies and the, well, it says BIS, IDS program, okay? You're gonna get a lot of that first part from here, okay? It's really good. The preface and chapter 1. Read them. They're very easy reading, and it will give you that hardwiring I think you need to proceed in IDS, right? Okay, so that's going to be an important thing. And then you're going to introduce yourself to the class. That's the number 2 objective. Between those 2 objectives, between the module 1, it's really not difficult. It's almost a gimme, okay? So take advantage of it, get it done, don't fall behind right off the bat, all right? So let's go to Easter egg number 2, okay? Listen to me closely. IDS equals no disciplinary boundaries. Okay? So, similar to Easter egg 1, now we're talking about getting into it further where we talked about integration, right? The concept of that. Now we're talking about no disciplinary boundaries. And this is actually an easier concept to understand for the more advanced, like people who are in disciplines, history, and in, biology, and in, I can't think of any, right? English literature or something. Okay, so they have boundaries, all right? Psychology, all right? They have to do their research within those boundaries. Yeah, there might be a little gray area, but typically, I want to get a parking ticket, typically have boundaries, okay? Interdisciplinary studies has no disciplinary boundaries. And it's hard to appreciate that when you start off and you're in interdisciplinary studies, you're like, you can go everywhere. And you can look at psychology, you can look at, environmental sustainability, you can look at biology, you can look at English literature. You're not you're not bounded by any discipline. That's a great advantage, okay? Some people call it disadvantage, you don't get to know so much about something, but I call it an advantage, okay? So let's talk about, there's certain, like I said, things to do. Hold on a second. I got to check my car. I'll be right back, you guys. Enjoy the music and the scenery. Okay, I'm coming back. Sorry. I don't want to get no parking ticket. Boy, this could be the longest video ever. And he's back to the darkness. That's so cool, the Red Rock. Okay, so um, there's a major map in there. You can click on that and just get some idea about your context, your major, right? You should know already. We're talking about, there's a PowerPoint regarding the IDS 401. Sorry if I keep saying BIS, it used to be BIS, now it's IDS. The IDS 401 PowerPoint, narrated by Jessica Hirschhorn. By the way, there is sound in these Adobe presentations. If you don't hear any, take the link, put it in a new browser window. It should work. Let me know if it doesn't. Okay, another one of those glitches. All right. There is a 6-minute advising video. I'm sorry, that's the one that's narrated by Dr. Jessica Hirschhorn. That's about approximately 6 minutes. Take a look at that. Then you get into the stuff you have to do. Really not tough. It's a musical introduction, discussion board. All right, give us a song, that you can, relate to. Read the instructions. It's discussion. Introduce. Say hi to your fellow classmates. It's worth, I think, 40 points, 25 for the main post, 5 points each additional for um, responses. I'm going to double check on that. I apologize. I just assume things until I say them. Then I'm like, wait, did I check on that? Okay. Then you got worksheet 1. All right. Hard to get anything wrong about worksheet 1 because there's really nothing to get wrong on it. But it gives me a sense of where you're at, where you're coming from. Okay. And we go from there. Okay. So that's about it for modules 0 and 1. Very simple work. Get going on it. I can't guarantee you, I did have a schedule when modules start and everything. I'm going to double check that's real. Class doesn't start for me. I'm still on Wednesday. It starts tomorrow when you're viewing this. And so I'm just going to make sure that I have it the way I want it. Pretty much in a 7.5-week course with 7 modules. There's a little bit of overflow. I usually save that to the end maybe. Maybe module 6 will be longer. Gives people a chance to catch up on certain things. All right, so let's get into Easter egg number 3. 25 minutes. You guys are champs. Um, Number 3, it's a simple one and I want you to remember it. Ask your instructor. Okay. One thing I pride myself on and I'm crazy to do and I get great evaluations on is my availability and my response time in emails. Again, it helps not to have a life. You can do these things quickly. I don't like things sitting in my mailbox, so I look forward to getting a hold of you quickly. People are busy. You got jobs, you got families, you got all kinds of things. You know, if you run into a stumbling block while you're doing an assignment and you email me, you don't want to wait a day to get the answer back. I'm going to try to get back really quick. Having said that, I know my phone number is posted. Don't cold call me, please, okay? Because you never know. I never know, if I can talk or not. Set up a call with me, okay? You can text me, but please don't text me late at night. Don't. Like I said, I have family around the world and stuff, and I want to make sure they're okay. So I leave my sound on my phone. So try to, like from 8 to 8 Arizona time is great. All right. Text me if you need to. If not, emails I get just as fast as text. That's another thing. Don't think I get text faster. I mean, yeah, it'll go off my phone, but I check my email constantly. Okay. I'm still waiting for that Nigerian prince to answer me back about the money I invested in his business. Okay. All right. So that's about it. You guys, I think it's a new record, the longest video I've ever done. All right. Get a hold of me if you need something. Welcome to the class. I'm going to sign off now and then I'm going to remember all the things I wanted to talk about. Okay. So let's do it like this. Forks up. Peace.